Now at 4:30 on WKYT this morning, at least 5 people are dead and dozens are injured after an Amtrak train has derailed in Philadelphia.
Kentucky State Police say 1 person's dead, 4 people are injured after a crash in Madison County.
And people living nearby say smoke could be seen for miles as a large fire has ripped through a southern Kentucky pallet company overnight.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's your Wednesday. We welcome you in. Hope you're having a nice middle of the week. We're already there. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It is a cool start to our morning. And with the latest, let's get a check of weather with Micah.
Yeah, we're good on the rain. That rain has moved on out, and we're continuing to see that humidity drop. I mean, it feels really nice outside. It is on the cool side, like Rebecca was talking about. But all in all, once we get into the afternoon, it'll be much like what you saw yesterday. A lot of sunshine and also those really nice temperatures. Look at these. Yeah, we're 48 degrees there in Danville. That takes you to Frankfort, 50 degrees down. Lexington will fall in the 40s when it's all said and done. And that goes for Richmond and also 64. 70 degrees by the afternoon, still nice. You know, it doesn't hang around for long. I'll show you how high we go with those temperatures after today coming up.
Okay, thank you. Let's get to the news.
Well, new this morning, Lexington police say a man was shot overnight after he tried to break into a home.
It happened at an apartment around midnight this morning on Winburn Drive. Officers say they found a man with 2 gunshot wounds when they got there. He has been taken to UK hospital with what are believed to be non-life-threatening injuries. They say he was trying to enter an apartment when someone shot him. There were 2 adults and 2 children in the apartment at the time. We're continuing to track the details of this case, and we'll keep you informed on WKYT this morning.
Well, new this morning, Kentucky State Police say a man was shot in the back in Knox County. It happened on Saturday around midnight on Cougar Edge Road in Barbersville. Troopers say Edward Mason was flown to the University of Tennessee Hospital. He's suffering from serious injuries. Troopers say Maxine Patterson pulled the trigger. No arrests were made in the case. State police say Madison had been in a fight with Patterson's daughter. Well, also new this morning, a woman is accused of exploiting a person that she was hired to care for. Lexington police say Marie Genov racked up $5,000 on the victim's credit card. They say the privately paid caregiver then sold those items for cash at pawn shops. Genov is charged with exploitation of an adult.
Emergency crews and investigators are combing through the wreckage of an Amtrak train that derailed in Philadelphia. At least 5 people were killed and dozens injured when the train jumped the tracks last night. CBS's Brian Webb has the latest from the scene in Philadelphia.
Notify Amtrak to shut down the entire northeast corridor.
Rescue teams searched through pieces of twisted metal and debris overnight, looking for anyone possibly trapped in the wreckage of Amtrak train 188. The train was traveling north from Washington, D.C. to New York City late Tuesday when all 7 of its cars derailed shortly after leaving Philadelphia's 30th Street station. At least 5 people were killed.
It is an absolute disastrous mess.
Keep crawling, okay?
238 passengers and 5 crew members were on board at the time. Many were able to crawl to safety, including New Jersey resident Jane Helfman and her son.
My son went back and got everybody off our one car. He helped them out.
More than 100 people were transported to area hospitals to be evaluated or treated for injuries.
There were concussions, a lot of muscular, skeletal injuries.
NTSB investigators will join emergency crews at the crash site behind me this morning to begin trying to piece together what happened.
They'll be interviewing the crew, doing a 72-hour history of those crew members, and of course they'll attempt to interview as many of the passengers as possible.
All Amtrak service on the Northeast line between New York and Philadelphia is suspended. Brian Webb for CBS News, Philadelphia.
The Northeast Corridor through Philadelphia is the nation's busiest rail line.
Fire departments from 2 counties were called in to help firefighters on the scene for hours at a business near the Pulaski-Lincoln County line. The fire started last night at J&J Pallet on Highway 70, not too far from Eubank. Firefighters say they ran into some problems while battling the flames. Garrett Weimer talked to some folks who live nearby.
It wasn't the sirens, the lights, or the smoke. The sheer size of the flames got neighbors' attention.
I walked out of my house to the driveway and I seen smoke up in the air and flames shooting about 100 and 150 feet up in the air.
Firefighters say they got the call around 6 o'clock. But even with crews from all over the area on hand to help, the fire continued to burn into the night. To make matters worse, firefighters say there are no fire hydrants nearby. That means crews have had to haul water from Eubank in tanker trucks to help fight the fire. It's now called J&J, but folks in the area may know the place as Monroe Pallet. June Monroe says she and her late husband built the place and ran it for nearly 30 years. Even though she no longer owns it, watching it all burn before her eyes wasn't easy to handle because of all the memories there now turned to ash.
It makes your heart ache. All my kids growing up, when I thought it was going to get the house, I really got upset.
Even folks without those memories say the fire isn't something they're likely to forget.
I've lived on this ridge for 15 years now, and it's the first major thing I've seen up here like this. If the wind had changed directions, we'd all been in trouble.
In Lincoln County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Lincoln County's fire chief says investigators are not sure yet what started the fire.
This morning, we're tracking the search for a Laurel County man who has not been seen in nearly a month. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office has issued a golden alert for 69-year-old Earl Turley. Deputies say he has not been home since April 15th, but they say his wife didn't report him missing until last night. Deputies say Turley's wife told them that he has gone away like this before, but has always returned home. They say he has some medical conditions. Deputies think Turley is driving a 2011 silver Toyota Camry.
Well, this morning, investigators are trying to figure out what led to a crash in Madison County that killed one person and injured 4 others. The crash happened around 5:30 yesterday at Jacks Creek Road near Boone Way. That's just north of Richmond. State police tell us 2 cars were involved in the crash. A woman riding in one of the cars was killed. Her name has not been released. Police say a man was airlifted to UK Hospital. 3 other people were taken there by ground ambulance. Their conditions aren't known.
Now 4:37 on WKYT this morning, and state investigators say they found some disturbing things at a Knox County daycare that is the center of a case of abuse. Last week, Tracy Four, the owner of Rainbows and Lollipops Learning Academy, entered an Alford plea for a misdemeanor abuse charge. She was sentenced to probation. Investigators say she sat on a 2-year-old last month. Both police and the child's family were upset that the case was resolved so quickly. State inspectors now say they are looking into the daycare before the abuse case. They claim that Four punished children for not cleaning up toys by withholding food from them. And staff members claim there often was not enough food. Inspectors also claim the same 2-year-old from the abuse case was found with a soiled diaper and clothing and had raw skin because of it.
A WKYT investigation has found some Kentucky coroners have not had their state-required training in years. Records from the Department of Criminal Justice say 8 of the state's coroners have expired coroner certifications. According to state law, a certified coroner must complete both the basic 40-hour training course for new coroners and a 16-hour in-service course required every year after.
They're called out to make a death investigation, and they're not certified to make that death investigation, then that opens an entire gambit of things that can happen that are not good. None of them are good.
On WKYT.com, we have a complete list of Kentucky coroners who have expired certifications. Just look for this story.
Well, with just a week to go until Kentucky's primary, it appears the race for governor in the Republican side is going to be very close. The newly released WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll shows Matt Bevin, James Comer, and Hal Heiner are all within 2 points of each other. Will T. Scott trails far behind. 14% of likely voters polled are still undecided. Now, on the Democratic side, Jack Conway is far ahead. But how does Conway match up with potential Republican opponents? We have those poll results on our website for you, WKYT.com, and you can also see how this poll compares to the last Bluegrass poll that was done in March. Well, it's good to have you with us on WKYT on your Wednesday, and we're just getting started with the morning news.
Sometimes it's not about what you eat, but how much you eat. Moms Every Day has some portion control tips coming up.
40s and 50s out there this morning. It's on the chilly side, but as we slide off into the afternoon, we're going to see very nice conditions. Show you how high we go with these temperatures coming up.